What's up, nerds?
Awesome, brother. All right, so we are going to go back through the assignments that I showed you guys on Tuesday. Remember, the answers are up there on your PowerPoint if you ever want to look at those or re-quiz yourself, retest yourself. Doing these once won't take away their effect of doing them again later because you will think through these things again if you do them well, if you practice them well. So these were the first, oops, I got to click it one more time. These were the first ones that I wanted you guys to do. This is exercise 3. Exercise 1 was really easy. Let me go back really quick and show you guys what exercise 1 was. Exercise 1 was just looking at the version of the noun over here. Remember, we identified the endings. Do you guys remember that last time? Yes. Don't draw yet. Don't draw. I know you guys are tempted to draw. But look at these endings. Remember how we could identify them? Do you guys remember how we did that? Yes. All right. And then we would decide their possible parsings. Some of them had multiple parsings. All right. Does have multiple parsings? No. Let's go ahead really quick. I should have done this before. But let's go ahead really quick. Let's just say our second declension masculine endings, our new ones, the ones for this chapter. Let's go and say them again. Ready? Us. That was a rough start. Us. E. O. It's okay. It leaves your brain quick. That's what I'm trying to show you. E or O. All right, very good. So let's really good. I'm so glad that just happened. I'm really, really glad that just happened. It proves that. It proves what I've kind of said to you guys a lot, which is I'm not going to give you guys a lot of written homework to do all the time. I'm not going to give you a bunch of sentences to translate all the time. The only thing I want you guys to make sure you're doing every time you go home with Latin class is working on your memorization. That applies to vocab, applies to endings, applies to things like that. Please just keep that stuff in your head. And I'll just say them a bunch to get the rhythm back in our head, okay? Sorry about the glare. Haley, ready? And Kamari. Ready for the glare? I mean, what? Ready for the glare? Ready for the... I'm really tired. I'm tired too. Ready for the glare, Dad? All right, so here we go. Let's say these the way that I taught them to you. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Us, E, O. Is that pronounced I? That's okay. It's all right. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Us, E, O, O. E, orum, is, os, is. All right? So remember, the reason why some of you guys in first period had it rough, the reason why some of you guys are throwing in some other pronunciations is because this is a similar chart to the first declension. So let's just say the first declension to address it, how similar it is. Ready? First declension feminine. Ready? I, arum, is, os, is. Now say these ones. Ready? Us, E, O, O. E, orum, is, os, is. Both are vital for you to memorize, and both are vital for you to organize in your head. You've got your singular column ending in O or A, and then you've got your plural column ending in is, os, is, or is, os, is. All right? It's good to organize them. These are my feminine first declension endings. These are my masculine second declension endings. Always good to keep those divided. But this was the first exercise that you guys did on Tuesday, was just dealing with second declension masculine endings. You have os, o, orum, e, is. All right? So that was what we did. We identified those, we parsed them for what they could be, and then we worked on translating them. And that's also what we did on exercise 3. So let's take a quick look at exercise 3. All right, here's exercise 3. All right, here I'm giving you a specific form I want you to put it in. What form have I given you guys here? The nominative singular. Very good, Tana. That's what I wanted you guys to be able to do. Was after you saw the nominative singular right here, just like I would give it to you on a quiz, you needed to be able to regurgitate what from memory? Nope.
The endings.
Just like I give it to you on a vocab quiz, when I give you guys the nominative singular, what needs to immediately start flowing out of your mouth?
Oh, the
number case gender.
No. When I give you guys, I appreciate y'all's efforts, first of all, I really do. But what do I ask you for on vocab quizzes?
The genitive singular.
Thank you. I give you the nominative singular. You guys should be able to, remember, this is not This word in your head should not be, oh, Rewas River. Is that how I give you guys your vocab quizzes? No. If I did, you guys would have to do a lot of other work on your own. I'm teaching you guys how to memorize these nouns so that you don't make mistakes. All right? When I give you guys this word, I give it to you with the nominative singular like this, Rewas. You guys need to give me Rewe. Now, Tina, can I call you out just for a second? Are you feeling sensitive today? Can I call you out? Okay. All right, so imagine some imaginary student, not named Tina, all right, who accidentally did this. Trust me, it wasn't a mean call out. Trust me, it's not. If you had done this, what would you be doing?
First declension.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's exactly right. If you had just been like Rewas, you know, whatever. I remember a lot of my genitive singulars being like this. What would you have just done to this word?
Put it in the first one.
You would have just made it feminine, which it can't have feminine endings. All right? All right? There's no wokeness in my Latin class. I'm not going to have transgender nouns in my Latin class. All right? So if you memorize it as a masculine noun, that means that it is given to you Rewas, Rewe, masculine, river, brook, stream, whatever. Yeah.
Wait.
So that's what I wanted you guys to do here. All right? And you got to be very careful with what I'm teaching you guys right now, what I'm reminding you guys of right now, because if you don't do this either in your head or written out, you will make mistakes on your endings. I watched it happen a lot in my first period class, so please listen to me here. Please listen to me here. Whenever you see the nominative singular of a word like this, your brain needs to immediately regurgitate, or you can look up to make sure what its full glossary definition is. My hope is, because of my vocab quizzes, it will just become rote to you, meaning it will become a streamlined practice for you. Rewas, Rewe, masculine river. Patria, patriae, feminine country. You guys see what I'm saying? Not just patria, country. You need to say the whole thing, get the whole thing in your head. All right? And it's okay if you need to look it up for this exercise. All right? But this is what we're going to do right now. You're going to do it on your desk. All right? This is not the one that's for a grade. But you doing this carefully is going to help the one that you'll do later in this class for a grade. So please erase everything that's on your desk right now. Please erase it all from your desk right now because I want this to be from memory. Y'all working from memory. I should have given y'all some wipers. I have some here. Here. All right. Here you go. Here's another one. All right. So I just want you guys to start right here, number one. Start right here, number one. All right. And go ahead and take, I'll just give you guys 4 minutes. Take 4 minutes. Yeah, I got you. All right, guys. 5 minutes. Go ahead. All right, go for it. Until the song is over. You guys have until the song is over. Go. Remember, the goal of this is to get this noun into this correct form. Get it into that correct form, and then translate it. Because it's dative singular, how do you translate that noun? Make sure you're doing both of those things. That's about 2.5 minutes. If you're stuck on stuff, I would recommend writing down your endings from memory. You can use that chart from memory, write it down, to help you find your spot. If you label it, it'll really help you. Label your chart and it'll be good to go. All right, you got about 30 more seconds. 30 more beats, I should say. Oh.
Many more beat drops.
Trust me, I know. I want you to understand something. Some students' brains are made for assignments like this. This isn't the only kind of Latin you're going to do. Don't worry. This is just one skill I want you guys to all work on. All right? If some of you are like, man, I'm really struggling to do that. I don't even really know where to go. Don't worry. Sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something.
Is the program quiz tomorrow?
No, dude. Crazy? No.
So we have nothing.
No, you guys don't have an assessment at all tomorrow. We didn't have school yesterday, dude. I'm not gonna make y'all
We
have
got a
focus.
lot tomorrow. Yeah.
No, dude, I'm not trying to give you guys anything tomorrow. I think I'm gonna give it to you guys. I think I'm gonna give it to you guys Wednesday of next week. But I'm still finalizing my plans
Thank you,
today.
because tomorrow we have like
I'm not giving you anything more.
tests.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm gonna give y'all all 6 answers. All right, here you go. Here are all of the answers. All right, now pause. Just pause, because I'm going to walk you through each one. I'm going to walk you through each answer. So even if you didn't get there, do not just write down the answer on your desk. I'm not grading this, so don't just write it down for the sake of writing it down. Listen to what I'm saying. Watch how I do this. Okay? I'm going to put 2 charts up there. I'm just going to put the first one, first declension, right here. I'm going to put the second declension right here, just so that we can look at them to understand what's going on. All right? I, ah. I, arm, is, us, is. That's our first declension. Second declension is us, o, e, orum, is, os, is. Right? So I'm just going to have those there. I know, I'm not labeling it because I've written these down a million times. If you need to label it, that's fine. But I know this is my singular column. This is my plural column. Singular, plural. Any questions on that? Okay. I know that my first row is nominative. Then,
Genitive, dative, accusative,
so you don't always have to label, but it does just rest assured that you're doing the right thing. So I'm just telling you guys, writing these down from memory is an amazing tool to be able to have, especially on an assignment like this. Now, what form has number 1 asked me to put rewis in?
dative, singular.
Dative singular. Now I know, and this is something that I'm just doing to make sure that I show you guys how to do it right every time. You can risk it for the biscuit if you want. Don't worry. If you're a risky dude, you can risk it. And you can just be like, you know what, I think the ending here is us. Knock that off, put the dative singular, nominative, genitive, dative, singular. Do you guys see how I'm doing that? Does everybody understand how number 1 got right there? Any question as to how I got rewo from number 1? Dative, 1, 2, 3, nominative, genitive, dative, nominative, genitive, dative, singular. Does everybody see that? That's how you use your charts. Some people, guys, some people are like, yep, got it. I knew that. I knew exactly how to do that. Some people are like, I needed that. I needed a walkthrough. That's great. Either one, love you. All right? Dative, singular, that's it. All right? Risk it for the biscuit. Just knock the us off and put the O on. Is that where I always get my stem from, the nominative singular? Do I get my stem from the nominative singular?
no generative.
Callan, tell me about that.
Yes.
No.
No.
You always get your stem from the genitive singular. All right? So the word means river, but it's these things that give us what we need to know about it in terms of how to put endings on it. Remember, you always get your stem from knocking the I with the macron off of second declension nouns, and you always get the stem from knocking I off of first declension nouns. Are y'all following chapter 1 with chapter 2 now? That's how you get your stem. Always the genitive singular. Now it's funny, number 2 wants you to give it the genitive singular. So guess what? Another reason to understand how important it is to know the nominative singular, genitive singular, gender, and then translation is because look, you know exactly what the genitive singular is. So that's why this answer is right there. Is everybody understanding that one? You could do the same method and be like, well, I want to know my first declension endings. Nominative singular, genitive singular, I. There it is, genitive singular. Are we cool?
Yep.
I just have to memorize the trick.
Yeah, Tina, do you have a question?
No, you answered my question.
Okay. Let me clear this out because it's getting messy. I don't want y'all's brains to get crowded. All right, nominative plural. Philius. How did y'all memorize Philius? How did you memorize Philius?
Nominative singular.
Say it. How did you memorize Philius?
Filius.
Thank you. Philius. Filii. Masculine. Son. Listen, the way I'm telling you to memorize your vocabulary has to be applied in class. You can't just memorize it for the vocab quizzes and then dump it off. You gotta memorize it to use it. I'm not giving it to you to memorize just for a memorization's sake. It's because it's useful. I promise you it's useful. So, this one, you guys know from the genitive singular that it takes the second declension masculine, all right? And you wanted the nominative plural. Do you guys see how we get to the nominative plural? All right? Anybody make any massive mistakes doing all 6 of these? Anybody just get super cut short and like feel like they didn't have enough time? Totally fine. All right? So here we go. Animo, ablative singular. Where's the ablative singular? Yep. Nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative. The ablative singular is always just the 5th one down. So animo is the answer here. All right. And then forma is a forma, formi, feminine appearance. Y'all remember that? So you know it takes the first declension, feminine, and it wanted the accusative singular. So formam. There it is. And then terra, ablative plural. Terra, terrae, feminine, earth, or land. Ablative plural, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ablative plural, terris. All right, as long as you guys are seeing the process, that's great. Let me just talk one more time about trigger words, and then I'll send you guys off on your assignment for the day, and then we'll be done. All right? Make sure you get a piece of paper out now. Get a piece of paper out now as I'm talking about this. All right? Remember, nominative, the or a, genitive of the, dative, to or for, accusative, the or a, ablative, by, with, from. All right? Remember that because that's where I'm getting these translations from. Do you guys see that? Dative, to or for, genitive of the, you guys see that? Nominative, the or a. You guys following me there? All right, good. What's up, man?
So you just have to know what gender the word is to translate.
Not the gender of the word. You need to know the nominative, genitive, gender. You need to know all 3. You must know all 3.
So no, for like terra, you need to know that it's feminine. So
Yeah, because you can't do this.
Yeah,
You can't take terra, the stem of terra, and you can't put O on the end of it. Because you can't put masculine. That would be making it a transgender word. There's no such thing. All right. You got your paper out, ready to go? Make sure you're using a fresh sheet, because this is going to get turned in. Make sure you're using a fresh sheet. All right. This first one's easy. This first exercise is easy. We got 15 minutes. This should take 5. All right, get this done in 5 minutes. All right, you are taking, make sure you put spaces between each one of these 2. You're taking these nouns. You're taking these nouns. You're writing for me. You're writing for me the gender, number, and case of each of these nouns. That's the first answer. And then the next thing you're doing for me is you're changing it to the opposite number. So let me do number 1 with you. All right? Agrees. How does that parse? Remember, parsing is gender, number, case. What's the gender of agrees? Masculine. All right? Is. The ending is is. So what can that be?
dative.
Dative, but what's the number for sure?
Plural.
Plural for sure. Every time you see east is in the plural. But you guys are right. Dative or ablative. So we have two possible parsings. And I'm fine with you doing it like that whenever it's doubled up like that. All right. Usually, if I were being very, very sticklery about it, I would make you go dative like that and then do it again. Masculine, plural, accusative. Or ablative, sorry. All right. Then I want you guys, just very quickly, to write for me, if you were to change the singular, the plural to singular for these, what would it look like? Foolproof way to not make any mistakes. The foolproof way to not make any mistakes is to write out your endings. Now, here's the thing. What does agris come from? What does agris come from? Think whenever I say that, I mean, no, listen to me. What does this word come from? What did you memorize to know this word? Ager. Keep going. Tina, this is it. Ager. Uh-oh. You guys lost everything. The hurricane came in and sucked everything out of y'all's brains. Ager. Agree. Field. So guys, this is very important because I heard some people say this. Agri. Can you do that? Why can't you do that? Because this is a feminine ending and that's a masculine word. Good. All right? So this is where I'm trying to tell you guys. You have two charts to be responsible for now. Write them down. When you're doing exercises like this, make sure that those charts are right and use those. Because all you guys need to do right now is this, guys. This is easy. Watch. Watch me. You parse this as a possible masculine plural dative or masculine plural ablative. That means all you need to do is, if you have this chart written down correctly, all you need to do is find is. And the last thing you do is just go across the columns and change that ending to be the other number. They would be the same. So your answer here should just be, what was it? Agro. Yep, very good. That's it. All right, do the other 5. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. Nah, you don't even need 5 minutes. Y'all just keep working. Make sure you write down the full parsing first and do the parsing the same every time. Gender, number, case. Make sure you do it the same way every time. All right, guys, I'm going to give you the correct parsings here, and then you can check yourself. Remember, you're not translating here. You're just changing it to the next number. You're either changing it from singular to plural or from plural to singular. All right, you guys, wherever you're at, is anybody still on like 2 or 3? Y'all are at least on 4, 5, and 6? All right. Is it okay if I go? Okay. Where are you guys at? Eli, which one are you on?
I'm on number 5.
You're on 5? Keep going. Y'all just keep going. I'll give you guys like a minute and a half more. Just want to make sure I show you how to do the next one. I don't want y'all to be lost in the dark. Oh, yes, done. Yes. You guys are good workers. I appreciate you a lot. All right, I know we're like in the weeds right here. Just a bunch of endings, bunch of stems, gender, all that kind of stuff. I guarantee you guys, if you keep your head down and you keep going with each of these little exercises I've got for you, it's gonna become easier. It's gonna become normal. Easy is a weird way to put it. It becomes normal. This becomes Latin. All right, and if you guys can get this down, everything else falls into place. So here are your answers. All right. I already did that one for you. Dative plural, ablative plural, aggro, same either way. Here's number 2. It's feminine plural genitive here. All right. So it needed to be singular, lupai. Any questions on that one? Any mistakes on that one? No shame here. I just want to be able to talk to you. Let me know if you made a mistake, please. All right, just so that I can know more. All right, now I'll look at these in a bit. I just don't want y'all correcting things right now. Don't correct. All right, so this was amico, which could be dative singular or ablative singular. Dative singular and ablative singular look the same, so do dative plural and ablative plural. So that's what these two are. Everybody clear on that one? Okay.
I actually messed up on that one.
What'd you do?
I put amis. I didn't.
Oh, the stem. So how can you be sure on your stem again? Do you remember?
Well.
You can always be sure on your stem by going to the genitive singular and knocking off the ending. That's what your stem is. So that's a good mistake. Thank you for telling me about that. That's a good mistake. Just know that that's how you can always be sure. That's why I was going back to tell you, memorizing your nominative singular to genitive singular tells you everything you need to know about the noun, about how it can look. All right? This one is accusative plural, so you just go back to the right, or to the left, where you're on. Everybody good on that one? All right, next one could have been genitive singular, which you would have to go from the singular to the plural, change it from re-we to re-worum. Everybody good there? And then the opposite. This one gave you plural nominative, so you come back from the plural to the singular, maybe re-was. All right? I know your brains are coming out of your ears right now. Stick with me. Stick with me. This is the work that I promise you will pay off dividends. It will pay off dividends. If you can understand what I'm saying, if you just do the sort of passive listening where it's washing over your head and you're like, I only got one more class, I'll figure this out later. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I promise you this is going to be Latin. So if you listen to me, you hang on just a bit per day. I promise you it's going to help. All right, so this is the last one. Anemorum. All right, orum is over here, second one down. You're coming back to the left. Us e from e orum. So change that to anemi. All right, there we go. Any questions? I know that was a lot. I know I talked quick. We got one more exercise you guys are going to start. You don't need to finish it. You don't even need to do it for homework. You're just going to start right now. Please, you got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Put good work in. Put good work in. So this is not the same kind of exercise that you just did. This is the same kind of exercise that exercise 3 was, where you are going to give me this version of that noun. I've given you the nominative singular again. I've given you the nominative singular. Give me this version of that noun and then translate it. All right? Yes, ma'am.
Can I sit it on the same piece of paper?
Yes, same. You can skip like 2 lines to show that you're going to another exercise. You can label this one exercise 5 if you'd like. But remember, this is me giving it to you in the nominative singular. And if you can remember, if you can start to practice writing down the nominative singular, genitive singular, gender translation, just like I taught you how to do on vocab quizzes, it's going to help you figure out what set of endings it takes and what its stem looks like. And then you can translate it. Yes?
This is all masculine, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't make that assumption. This is where your memory work needs to kick in.
wait, we need to still write down like the gender number thing.
That's what I'm telling you. No. You don't need to parse it. This is already telling you what to do. I'm telling you to write down the nominative, genitive, gender translation. If you can do that from memory, you are a Latin student. If you can apply the nominative, gender translation to what endings it takes and what its stem looks like, then you're an excellent Latin student. That's what these exercises are trying to get you guys to do. Apply your memory, vocab, to your memory of endings. Because that's how Latin works. And if you can figure that out, you are excellent. And if you struggle with it, that's fine. Guess what? We're like 2.5 weeks into school. Just make sure you struggle with it. Don't give up. Try and get number 1 done, and then I'll show you guys the answer to number 1 before you guys bounce.
Wait, then why does it say dative plural?
Because that's what it's telling you to put it in. That's the form of the noun it's telling you to put it in. These are all nominative singular. These are all nominative singular. You need to change them from nominative singular into these forms. So here you go. Here's number 1. You learned ager. Look up here. You guys can be packing up, but please look up here. You learned ager as ager, augury, masculine, field. All right? It's telling you to put it into this form, ablative plural. What's the stem of this noun? You can only get it from that by knocking off the genitive ending. Do you guys see? So here's your stem. What set of endings does this noun take? What set? Yeah, you're exactly right. What set of endings does it take?
The masculine.
The second declension. You're exactly right. The masculine ones.
So
This is me doing overkill. You don't have to do this. I'm just proving to you how I got this. It asks for the ablative plural. So here's my masculine. Here's my plural column. There's my ablative. So whatever the stem has to be from the genitive singular, I put that on that, agris. All right? Then I translate it. All right? I can just say, by the field. Zzz, and I'm done. Because it's plural. By the fields. You guys see that? That's all I want you guys to do. We'll pick this up tomorrow. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Nope. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Y'all just keep that. I'll see you later.
I am lost. Is there a third, like, declension?
There is. There's 5.
5.
Yeah, they're 5.
You're gonna learn all of these?
Huh?
Are we gonna have to learn like 5 charts?
You get to learn 8. And trust me,
Thank you, Mr. Aaron.
thank you guys. Trust me, it's much easier than it sounds. You guys have never held this before, so of course it's heavy. But I promise you, you are going to be fine.
Well, there's the 3 tenses, right? Past, present, future.
Those are for